I have two 100-pound propane tanks. I'm using a 15-foot hose with a quick disconnect. Okay, gas is on. I already turned on the choke. Just turn the choke off. Once again, it's hurricane season in Florida. So I change oil on both my generators, my ride mower, all my small equipment. Get it ready for the season. Underneath my generator I have a stainless steel pan. Came from a commercial kitchen. One of my co-workers got a number of these from a place that was throwing them away and was kind enough to give me one. Makes for a great overflow pan so I don't make a mess on my driveway. I stole a Glad container from my wife when she wasn't looking. Don't tell her. That one holds 2 quarts or 8 cups, and this generator holds I think it's 1.2 quarts, so it's plenty big enough. It's 87 in my garage right now, but I ran the generator for a little over 5 minutes. Just enough to warm the oil up. You see how clear the oil is. I don't have a whole lot of hours on this. Years ago, during one of the major hurricanes we had here, one of the things that happened was a number of generators froze up after the storm. And what people didn't realize was the oil change interval for an air-cooled motor is pretty short. Most of them are only 25 hours, so every day you need to change your oil. This one is 100 hours, so every other day when it's being used you need to change your oil. You just need to be aware of that. So people were freezing up their motors and trashing their brand new generators. And it seems like from what the news story was saying, it was about 2 weeks from beginning to engines freezing up seemed to be the average. So keep that in mind. And that's about it. I don't bother with synthetic oil in my generators. I change oil so frequently that there's no real benefit. And I am not going to risk burning up a $1,000 generator just to get a few more hours out of the oil. Okay, let me go get the funnel. So that's the usual stuff. I did get one of these from Wally World. It's a funnel with a valve on the bottom that you can open and close. What's nice about this is you can actually measure out 1 quart and then use the valve to dispense it, and if it looks like you're going to overflow, you can actually stop it. It's pretty handy for things like my truck that require 7 quarts. And these containers are 5, so I can do 1 of these and 2 of those. This generator actually came with a nice funnel. It's offset, so it works really well for getting juice in somewhere that is difficult otherwise. Throttle back a little bit. And that's pretty much a quart. This one also has metric readings on here. So 2/10 of a quart would be 200 milliliters out of 1,000. So I'll go ahead and fill up to that 200 mark. That's pretty close. I don't know if you can see or not, but I was making a mess. Fortunately, the new pan works well. And I can see the oil all the way up to the threads. Most of these generators do have a low oil shutoff, and my buddy discovered something interesting. He had his generator outside running during a storm. That's all the way up to the full mark. His generator was running great. He'd already checked all the fluids, he'd filled it up, he's outside running for an hour or so, and all of a sudden it quit. And he went outside, and what happened was his generator, like this one, has got wheels on the back and a little skinny foot on the front, and the ground was wet from all the rain. The foot sunk into the dirt, the generator tipped at an angle, and that was enough to trip the switch which shut his engine off. So it didn't hurt anything, but if he had gone out and left his generator running, he would have been maybe a little upset to find out that his fridge wasn't cooling while he was gone. So make sure you set these things on a hard spot and you have them up and running. Okay, I'm going to slide this used oil container out of here very carefully. Try not to make a mess. I recycle my oil at the local auto parts place. I'm just using a 5-gallon gas can. I've got it marked up with used oil on both sides. That way you don't get confused. I drilled a hole in the back of my funnel. Just run a tie wrap through it. That holds my funnel securely. That is some very clean oil. And when I'm done, I just cut the tie wrap. I buy them 1,000 at a time, so it's no big deal to use one or two. On my battery, I'm using these Anderson connectors. Real handy. I can disconnect the battery. I've got jump packs that have got the same connector on it, so if this battery goes dead, I can easily start it with one of my jump packs. Everything's shut off. It's got clean oil. It's ready to go this season, so hopefully we don't have any hurricanes anytime soon, because I'm still getting over the last couple that came through a year ago. I try to keep everything together. Less confusion during times of crisis. I've got Velcro by the roll. It's hook on one side, loop on the other. And just cut it to length and it works really well. The generator's cooled off enough now to cover it. And I'll put the cover the rest of the way on after I roll it in position. Put the cover on so the logo is hidden. So when the garage is open, it doesn't scream generator to anybody driving by.